Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome, dear students, again in another lesson, inshallah, in our second semester. Well, yesterday we started Unit 5. Inshallah, today we will continue the unit with Lesson 2, pair work. Okay? If we want to, inshallah, by the end of our lesson, you will be able to ask and answer questions related to inventions. Do you remember the inventions we covered in our previous lesson? So you will practice asking and answering questions related to these inventions on page 48 and 49, okay? So if we want to recall, these are the inventions we covered in our previous lesson, okay? We covered paragraphs about computers, comparing the old and new of all these inventions, okay? And also we highlighted terms related to technology. So we skimmed the text and we highlighted the words we think it's related to technology. These are the words we covered in our previous lesson: invention, computer, PCs, screens, laptop, printer, device, television, digital, cassette tape, recharging, megapixels. These are words related to technology. Maybe you had other examples, it's okay. And also in our previous lesson we answered these comprehension check questions related and based on the articles we have read together, okay? I gave you this homework, page 117. Hopefully you did your homework. What do they want you to do here? Complete the sentences about the photos you have on your book. We don't have it here, but on your book you have different photos related to inventions, okay? So you have to answer based on these photos. Use words in the box. So we have to use the words we can find in front of us here in these box to fill in the blanks, okay? Okay, let's read it together. My aunt was at my house yesterday. She and my mom made cookies. I noticed that my mom never uses the what? What do you think we should put here to make the cookies? Excellent, microwave oven. So we will put it here. We will take this word and we will put it here. If you haven't done the homework, please pause the video and do the exercise on your own. Try to fill in the blanks on page 117 and let's see the answers together, okay? I will read. You can read with me, okay? My mom says that some things, as we said here, number one, microwave oven. So we will continue. My mom says that some things bake better the old-fashioned way in a conventional oven. So here we will put conventional, which means excellent, traditional. She means traditional oven. That's why a lot of household kitchens today have both types of oven, okay? Cell phones, now they moved from talking about ovens, they moved to cell phones. Cell phones are very small today and they have always been small. Well, that's what I thought. Then my older brother showed me one of the very first cell phones. My father had one in a box in the garage, okay? It was not small at all. It was big and clumsy. This is the word we will use in blank 4. And when my brother handed it to me, I almost dropped it because it was so heavy. And that's why people called it the brick, okay? This is the reason why they called it a brick. A brick, what does a brick mean? It's the, do you know when they are building houses, they use bricks. It's a big stone. We call it a brick, okay? They use it to build up walls and build buildings and houses, okay? They said it's very heavy, the stone is very heavy, so they compared the old cell phone with the brick because it's very heavy, okay? It's amazing how our cell phones today are so small and so light, okay? My new laptop, so they moved to laptops. They finished with computers. They're moving to, with cell phones. They are moving to computer. My new laptop computer is really amazing. It is so small and fast. I love it. I really only needed one other device, okay, to go with it. I needed a printer. They moved to printer here. But I didn't have to buy it. The store gave me one when I bought the laptop, okay? The last part in our homework, what a deal. My parents just bought a new TV. It's a big screen TV, and that means the new screens is huge. It's awesome. The image on the screen is crystal clear and the sound is amazing, okay? If you notice in this exercise, they used a lot of adjectives. You can, as an idea, so to prepare your, for the further lessons we will have, you will do writings and project. You can gather all these adjectives and write a list of the adjectives you can use to describe devices. Yesterday we covered some, and here I noticed there is a lot of adjectives they used. You can keep a list of it so it can help you and aid you, inshallah, in our next classes. So for our class today, pair work, page 49, what do they want you to do? Ask and answer about the inventions. Do you remember the inventions on page 48 and 49? So we will ask and answer questions based on these inventions. We will read the article again and try to come up with questions and answers. They provided these two examples. How long have people used cell phones? This is one question they gathered. The answer will be they've used them since the 70s, okay? Another question is, how long have you had a computer? I've had a computer for a long time. So here they said long time and the 70s, and they used since and for. They use it to answer the question how long. This is very important. Inshallah, we will go through this rule thoroughly, inshallah, in our grammar lesson, but this is just an example you can think about before our lesson, okay? Why did they use since and for? When do we use since and for? For, we use it to indicate the period of time when we are talking about duration, okay? I can say for 3 days, for 3 hours, for 3 months, okay? Here they provided some example for 2 months, for a year, for a long time. These are examples to use. You cannot say for 2001. La. When you use for, you use it to talk about duration, the length, okay? And since indicated when the action began, okay? So when did the action begin? We use since, like here, since yesterday, since last June. Can I say since 2001? Yes, because we are indicating that it started at that time, okay, the action, okay? So you have to do something similar, ask questions and provide examples, provide answers. You should work with a partner. You can't work alone. You have to work with a partner. One of you will come up with questions and your partner will come up with answers, and then you can switch roles, okay? I have some example. If we look at the article related to computers, okay? So we have all of these. Look at it. Can you come up with questions? And when your friend asks you a question, can you answer this question? Okay? So here I provided two examples. You can come up with other questions. You don't have to follow the same, okay? How long has IBM produced commercially successful computers? Okay, this is a question I asked using how long. IBM has produced commercially successful printers since 1953. Did you notice since they used it? Use the date, a year next to it, so they have a specific time here. And or you can say for about 60 years. Both are correct using since or for. Another example, how long have people used smaller PCs? You can say they've used them for more than 30 years. Okay, here the answer with for. Okay, you can come up with other questions. It's okay, and your friend will answer these questions based on the articles. You find the inventions, page 48 and 49. This is a speaking exercise. It's not a writing exercise, it's a speaking. So you have to try to create a question, and your friend will answer these questions, okay? Another one, television. Here we have the article. Try to come up with question. I have this example here. How long have TV sets been common in homes? TV sets have been common in houses since the 1960s or for more than 50 years. Both answers are correct. You can come up with other questions and share it with your friends, share it with your teacher. And we have this exercise, this article which about stove and ovens. This is the example, some example question we have. How long ago did the first microwave oven appeared in homes? The first microwave oven appeared in homes about 45 years ago, okay? When you answer this question, we don't mind the information as long as you practice the language. The numbers, they shouldn't be accurate. It's okay as long as you practice. This exercise mainly focused on practicing your conversation, coming up with a question and with an answer. Try to be accurate, but it's okay. You can say 50 years. It's close to 45. It's okay. As long as you practice creating questions and answering these questions. For the cameras, how long have cameras been on the market? Cameras have been on the market for more than 120 years or since 1888. Okay. Cell phones, the example here we have, how long, for how many years have people had cell phones? People have had cell phones for about 35 years. This exercise, we have the answers. If you can focus on the answers also, they used for and since, which is very essential in our next class. Consider it as examples for our lesson, inshallah, the grammar lesson. So what did we cover today in our lesson? We asked and answered questions related to inventions. You have the inventions, page 45, 48 and 49. Look at the inventions. Try to come up with as much as you can, the questions as much as you can. Questions, and your friend will answer, and vice versa. You can switch roles. That's it for today. Thank you for listening, and inshallah I will see you next class.